I just turned it off. I just turned it off. Hey, is my motion good? You got that.
Hey, Teresa.
Mike, did you plan to play Marcus that little, or was it more consequences of what happened in those first two series that?
Yeah, we want to make sure that we can protect our quarterback, and that's important, and that's imperative that we do that as a staff and we do that as an offensive group.
Were you wanting to play him longer than that?
No, I mean I think I wanted to see how the game was going, and at that point in time, I thought it was in the team's best interest and everybody's best interest that we get him out of the game at that point in time.
Why do you think you had trouble protecting him?
Again, that we knew coming in that was a strength of their football team. And when there's keys to the game, which there are every week, being able to block the front, again, they're give them credit in what they did, and we have to, make sure I got to do a better job making sure that we're ready to go and find ways to protect the pressure and the front and all those types of things.
It seemed to be an issue at every level in terms of the protection, though. Is there one thing that you could identify other than that they just took advantage?
Well, I think late there, I think they were blitzing us up pretty good. I mean, we were trying to get going with Logan in the 2-minute drive. It was, they made a decision to blitz, and we didn't pick them up quick enough and really get the ball out of our hand.
Any concerns, if indeed that is Marcus's last preseason game, any concerns that you're going into the season on it?
No, I've seen a lot of good stuff. I've seen a lot of good stuff in practice. Saw a lot of good stuff when we went against practice against the Patriots. And again, I just made a decision that I felt like was in the best interest of the team at that point in time.
When you're going in your head before preseason game and thinking, how long am I going to play the starters? And you hear about Lamar Miller and you hear about Cam Newton. Does that at all deter you or make you think, well, maybe I shouldn't do this?
We talked to the team, and I think in light of what Andrew did last night, that to play this game, you have to be all in and you have to be willing to live with the good and the bad that comes with this game. And part of this game is a big part is injuries. And so, we try to do what's best for the team. And if that's 12 snaps or 6 snaps or 18 snaps, we're just trying to get ready, and get moving on to the next week and get ready for Chicago.
You thought that playing Derek tonight, or was just a situation he's just not ready?
Again, we handle all those things on a case-by-case basis, and I felt like he was coming back, had a good week of practice, got some work in pads, and then we'll continue to get him some work as we move forward. But I consider pretty much, everything that I possibly can.
Colts have had great success against this franchise with luck at quarterback. What'd you think as you learned that news last night?
Really just kind of focused on trying to improve this team right now, Paul. And again, I just made reference. It could have been any player that decided to retire because of those reasons. And sometimes in this league, and a lot of times in this league, the grind kind of gets to you, whether that's in your 15th year, your 8th year, or your 2nd year. So, I think just making sure that everybody's all in, coaching-wise and playing-wise, ready to go.
Weather dictate anything as far as playing time for the first team?
Weather plays a lot of factors, with really the game plan and what we try to do. I wouldn't say that it had a big deal to do with that, but, I felt like we needed to take advantage of playing in the rain. I felt like we used that to our advantage last year in a game that had some rain, heavy rain, that we took care of the football and the other team didn't, and we were able to win. So that was my message, is to use this night with the rain as an opportunity to handle the football and see if that we can draw on it later on in the season.
Mike Nickel had another decent run out there tonight. Did you see some things you looked
Yeah,
at?
he's continuing to progress, and sometimes when there's light there and we block it well, we expect those guys to take advantage of it. Again, if you count the guys up, that Pittsburgh was nice enough to have 10 guys on the field on that one, so we'll take it any way we can get it.
Is he doing some things on special teams?
He is. Yeah, he's active and involved in special teams, and that's what we're asking everybody to do, is to be involved in special teams. And be dialed in. You know, Kevin Byard is our, you know, personal protector, and you know, we've got Logan and Malcolm are heavily involved in the punt return phase. So, you know, we're going to need everybody.
Seems there's frequently occasion to have a conversation about Adore's decision making as a punt returner. Are you satisfied with the decisions he's making back there? Does he perpetually have a chance to go back there and make those decisions, or is there a leash on when you want to see somebody else?
Well, I think we wanted to see Adore tonight. We had seen Humph earlier in the preseason, and I thought going back to Philadelphia early on when Adore caught the ball at the 5-yard line, and he felt confident to be able to put his foot in the ground and gain, you know, 10 or 11 yards and get us out to the 16. I think the punters have gotten so good in this league that it's not a gimme that if the ball's caught on the 5-yard line that it's going to be entered in as a touchback. I mean, these guys are putting the ball down there. So, again, with all our players, we want to make sure that they're making good decisions, but most importantly, they have to play this game aggressive, but also, you know, not reckless. And so we'll continue to get him some work back there. I feel like he's had good work in practice, and I would imagine that you'd see both him and Humph going forward.
Is he aggressive on the one that he lets bounce?
Well, again, we have to be able to try to get up, and those are hidden yardage. We call that hidden yardage. And again, we want to be able to get up. Sometimes we play it on the first bounce. Maybe the weather had a factor in that. If you can't get to the football, we're going to play it on the first bounce. If we don't get the bounce that we want, you know, we're going to have to go up and try to do a better job of catching the football. But, you know, you kind of make a decision to go to get it, and if you don't make the decision, then you want to try to play it on that first hop that sometimes you get, and then you can kind of stick with the return. But, you know, we'll keep coaching it up.
What's the week look like when you play a preseason game in 4 days? How do you manage the week?
We'll be in there at 12 o'clock tomorrow trying to improve and get better, and we'll fly out on Wednesday.
How much on the first field goal did you think about going for it, or was it important to get something?
Well, again, even on the second one, we got a kicker that's coming off a PUP, and we're running out of opportunities before the regular season. And, you know, probably would have had to go for it down there on the second one. But, again, the way that it's kind of come out with Ryan, where he's at now in the third preseason game, you know, just need to get him kicking. There was a plan to try to get him. Would have liked to have him kick a few more times and some extra points, but that obviously didn't happen. So I needed to make a decision to get him some work in a game, and again, being able to snap and hold in a game with wet footballs. Those are all part of the process.
Off the top of your head, can you pull anything positive from what the guys put out tonight?
Well, I thought the second half effort, I thought that you know, those guys that went in there, I think, you know, again, it wasn't perfect. We started out well on defense. Third down was, you know, when we could get them in third down, I thought that was something. You know, we just need to be able to coach consistently throughout the roster. I have to do a much better job of making sure what the 2s and 3s hear is the same thing that everybody else is hearing, and that there's, you know, not the drop-off. We have expectations, and I have to do a better job of making sure those groups, you know, understand those.
Is that a concern for you right now?
No, not a concern. I don't. I'm not much of a worrier or a concerned person, but you know, there's going to be some good efforts. I saw, you know, the tackling improved in the second half. The tackling to end the first half, I didn't think was very good. You know, it was good to see Amani come up with an interception. So, you know, there's always, it's never as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think. And so, you know, there's going to be guys that have good efforts, and you know, I think Jack continues to progress, and I'm really excited where he's at, and you know, we'll keep moving forward.
The first pass to AJ, good route by him, just a good defensive play, or was
You probably had a better look at it than I did. The post safety made a play on a ball at 12 yards, so that's pretty short for a post safety. I'd say a great play. I mean, we're going to have to throw the ball in the post and post safety defense more.
Has David Long gotten that much of a look that high on special teams, or did you move him up today in a couple?
You'd have to go back and check. David, you know, we're excited to keep working with him and see where he can help us on special teams and continue to progress as a linebacker.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
We'll have him at 11 tomorrow at the facility.
Unless you don't want it.
And
We'll be